Welcome to the Kruger National Park, South Africa, where leopards hide in trees, lions sit inconveniently far away from the road, and hyenas laugh because they've always known more than you do. Here, patience isn't a virtue, it's punishment. The dust gets everywhere, and just when you've had enough, something magnificent strolls past your car. It's raw, it's ridiculous, and it's why I keep coming back. I rolled into Kruger just after midday, that awkward hour where everything sensible is hiding in the shade and you're the only idiot still optimistic about seeing a leopard. First stop was Lake Panic, because that's what Kruger does. Gives you a name that sounds like an emergency and makes you fall in love with it. And there they were, my welcoming committee, a clan of spotted hyenas. Everyone loves to hate them, until you actually stop and watch. The nursing, the greetings, the pups chewing on absolutely everything. It's chaos, but it's organized chaos. It's like a family reunion where everyone forgot to take their meds. On the way back to camp, decided to park off at Transport Dam and saw the biggest herd of kudu I've ever seen. Proper units, all ears and attitudes, zebras, crocs, and a dam full of everything pretending to get along. Classic Kruger diplomacy. Three nights at Pretoriuskop. Quick unpack, and then straight back out for an afternoon drive. That was the plan. So we have arrived in the Kruger today, staying 3 nights at Pretoriuskop. The reasoning behind that was I haven't seen wild dogs in a while, and it's good leopard country. Had a pretty successful morning. Had a very nice sighting of a clan of spotted hyenas with the young ones, mother nursing the babies and all of that. It was very cute, but it has been catless. So I think this afternoon's mission was sticking in and around close to Pretoriuskop itself, trying to get some leopard. So we are now doing that ring road. There's some leopard sightings here in the morning, if that sightings board is to be believed. And hopefully it's going to be an interesting 3 days in the Kruger, and yeah, hoping for the best. We gave it a good attempt. Unfortunately, still no cats. Did get a very good buffalo sighting. It was quite nice sitting with them for a while. And then also got a dwarf mongoose out on a very late afternoon forage. Got some very cute footage of him, well, it digging around and running off with some scraps. But we'll try again in the morning. I'm fairly hopeful that we should get some great cat sighting before we leave here. The sun is about to set in about 20 minutes, and we're going to head back to camp and go start the braai. No bush day is complete without a proper steak. There's the last sighting for the day. Got some elephants crossing the road just before camp. Day 2 started the only way a proper Kruger morning should. Stupidly early. 4:30 to be exact. That magical hour where you question every life decision you've ever made, right before the bush forgives you. And then there they were. Wild dogs. 3 of them. Running the road like they owned stock in it. You don't see wild dogs, you experience them. Everything else in the bush just feels civilized after that. We spent about 20 minutes with them, but it felt like an eternity. The kind you don't want to end. The light was perfect, the air electric, and for a brief moment, the world made sense, which of course, in Kruger, means it's all about to go completely wrong. After the wild dogs, the plan changed, as it always does, because once you've had perfection before breakfast, you start chasing miracles. So we headed south towards Skukuza and Lower Sabi, leopard country, allegedly. which in Kruger terms means you'll see everything but a leopard. Hyenas again, everywhere. They were the unofficial mascot of this trip. Always present, always laughing at you, like they know your life's falling apart, and honestly, they might not be wrong. Then came the traffic jam, not for lions, not for elephants, for baboons. Full troop sprawled across the road, doing absolutely nothing of value, for a solid 30 minutes. It's moments like these that remind you Kruger doesn't care about your schedule or your sanity. Birds of prey everywhere, eagles, buzzards, the lot. But then the unicorn. A rose eagle owl in broad daylight, sitting in the grass like it paid rent there. I don't care how many safaris you've done. You don't expect that. You stare and forget to breathe. Further along we found an old dogger boy, the kind that looked like he had survived 2 wars and a divorce. Ancient, grumpy, and magnificent. The original Kruger resident. And just as we were ready to call it another catless day, there they were, 2 lionesses, strolling down the tar road. No drama, no chase, just that quiet, smug reminder that in Kruger, everything happens after you've given up. So we started the morning off with some great wild dogs, and then we are now currently on the H41, and if we just get a leopard on this road, we've done the entire Big 5 on one single road. But it's one of those roads in the Kruger. How was the lion sighting, Dad? That's all you're gonna get. After that lionesses, the day could have been ended right there. But in Kruger, you never really call it a day. Someone always has another rumor about a wild dog. So we followed the whispers all the way to Lower Sabi, found them, technically, far off little specks moving through the grass. Not exactly cinematic, so no footage, sometimes you just watch. That's enough. The drive back was slow, winding along the river, elephants digging in the sand, birds everywhere, kind of late afternoon calm that makes you forget the world exists beyond your windscreen. Back at camp, the vivid monkeys put on their usual circus act, stealing, screaming, and judging everyone equally. We bride, listened to the bush, settled in for the night, and called it early. No leopard, but honestly, days like this, you don't really need one. The morning started off with our local hyena clan doing what they do best, loitering. And then right on cue, wild dogs, again. Same trio as yesterday. And this morning, they were in top form. We spent nearly an hour with them, just watching. There's something almost military about how they move. All precision and purpose. And then suddenly one decides to roll an elephant dung. Apparently that's their version of Chanel number 5. They love it. Rolling around, tails wagging, absolutely delighted with themselves. Then as the sun broke through, I got this one photo. 3 wild dogs standing together, ears forward, staring over the horizon. You could feel it. The quiet before the chase. That unmistakable look of something's out there. And just like that, they vanished. Melted into the grass. Gone as quickly as they arrived. Hearts full, cameras warm. Leopard still very much on the mind. We set off. After the wild dog magic that morning, we decided to head south, very far south. all the way down to Malalan in search of that elusive leopard, that one that had been haunting the radio waves all week. The drive down didn't disappoint. Lions lounging like it was a Sunday morning, a rhino doing its rhino thing, and our hyena sprinting off with what was clearly not his. You know that guilty jog they do, tail up, head low, the nothing to see here routine. Yeah, that one. And then, just as our collective hope had begun to fade, and the coffee reserves ran dry, there he was, a magnificent leopard, draped across a tree branch like he owned the patent to relaxation itself. We waited and waited. 3 hours later he moved, just enough to remind us he was, in fact, still a leopard. That was it. That was all the Kruger was willing to give us for our patience. The drive back was quiet, one of those reflective stretches where you're half thinking about the sighting, half dreaming about dinner. And then the grand finale, the 3 Napi males, out on the open road, lounging on the big rocks near Pretoriuskop. Not another vehicle in sight, just us, the lions, and the golden light. Now that was a proper lion sighting. The plan for the final morning was simple. A quick little game drive, back to camp, pack the car, hit the road to Johannesburg. Easy. We had a peaceful start. Big bull elephant strolling past us like he owned the concession. Followed by 3 more old boys doing their bachelor morning routine. Back to camp, coffee, bags packed, job done. Except, it didn't feel done. You know that annoying little voice that says, "Go on, just one more drive." Yeah, that one. I had that feeling, the kind that tells you you'll regret it if you don't listen. So I ignored logic, spent the extra money, took the long route out via Malalan Gate. And that's when the bush decided to say goodbye properly. There he was, the transport dam male leopard, casually walking right past the car, like he'd been waiting for us all along. Just the perfect leopard, doing leopard things. No explanation needed. The photos and the video says it all. So it's now the final day. Obviously a lot of anticipation for leopards, and on the way out to Malalan Gate, probably got one of the most chilled big male leopards ever, just strolling down the road. Couldn't care less about us, couldn't care less about the traffic, anything. And I mean, we got 2 separate walk-bys. So very excited to see what that footage looked like. What do you think about the leopard sighting, Dad? Can't believe it. Astounded, amazed, humbled, and honestly just grateful. What a few days it's been. Most people have to escape to places like this. I somehow get to call this work.